Hey there, this is Alex from Twilanswer, here to give you a quick demo on how you can quickly set up business hours for your Twilio number so that when someone calls during business hours, one thing happens, maybe you forward it to a certain phone number, and if they call after hours, it goes to a different action, probably a voicemail or something to that effect. So to do this, I will be using Twilanswer, which is a tool that helps you handle your Twilio calling very easily. So we'll just go ahead and set this up in a few minutes. First, you'll need to go ahead and create an account. Once you enter your information, your name, company name, password, etc., you'll need to connect to Twilio. You'll watch this video to show you how to do that, or I'll show you real quick right here. Now Twilio has changed their console around a little bit, so you may have the legacy console that looks like this, or you may have the much more modern, newer console that looks like this. Either way, you're just a couple clicks away from the information that you need. If you're on the legacy console, scroll down, you've got the account SID and the auth token. If you're on the new one, look for this bar down here that says account SID auth token, or you can come up here and search for it if they've changed that around. But basically, just go ahead and copy that account SID over to Twilanswer and that auth token over to Twilanswer. Once you do that, your different phone numbers will populate in here, and you'll just need to select the one that you want to set up first. Not a big deal here. You can always change it later, and you can always set up multiple lines. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and select this phone number first. I do recommend setting up auto configuration. What that will do is it allows Twilanswer to automatically update your configuration in Twilio to point over to Twilanswer. So for most people, you should just leave that as is. If you have some sort of an advanced use case and you want to be very careful about what changes happen to your Twilio account, you can go ahead and turn that off. But like I said, for most people, it's easier to just leave that on. So we'll go ahead and continue here, and that will drop us right into where we can create our route and handle our actions, right? The first thing that you'll have to do is select the phone number that you want to use. Now, we already selected that on the prior step, so it's pre-populated here. But again, like I said, you can always change that for any other line as well. The next thing that you'll need to do is decide whether you want to record or transcribe this call, and whether or not you want to have a greeting. That'll all happen in the background, and those calls will be recorded and transcribed if you enable them to be. You may have to enable this in your account settings, but for most people just setting up, you should be able to do this, no problem. You can also do a call greeting, which basically when someone calls before anything else happens, it says, "Thank you for calling. This call may be recorded, or we'll be with you as soon as we can," right? It's very common stuff that most phone companies use on their phone system. Next, what you want to do is enable your business hours. So this allows you to set different hours for each day of the week. And then down here, we also have very easy defaults. So you can say, I want to basically be open 24/5, so during the weekdays, 24 hours a day, and close on the weekend, or I want to be 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, or I want to clear them all and set it manually. You can do that as well. So say if it's 10 to 6 on one day, and then 9 to 5 on another, and then 9 to 12 on another, you can do all of that right here. It should default to whatever time zone you are in, but you can always click on this to change that if you would like to. The next option will be to select what you want to happen during business hours versus after hours. So the call action is the configuration for what Twilanswer will do when a call comes in. First, it will evaluate, are we within or outside of the business hours? And then next, it will route it as we place. So for this example, you could select anything you want. You could set up a call menu or an IVR. You could forward the call. You could send a voicemail. You could play a recording. You could even use AI agents. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and forward the call, do a simple forward. You'll have to go ahead and add the forwarding number that you would like to use right here. So let me just go ahead and do that. You'll have to verify that, which will basically call your phone from Twilanswer and give you a verification code. And then once you do that, you should be able to add the channel, no problem. And so now calls will be forwarded to that cell phone during business hours. And then after business hours, we want to send to a voicemail. So let's go ahead and send a voicemail. There are already a couple recordings pre-populated in Twilanswer. So we're just going to go ahead and select this after hours voicemail. You can play that back to see what it sounds like.
We're not able to answer right now. Please leave your name, number, and a...
But if you wanted to record something custom with maybe your business name or anything else, you could click on this add recording, and then you could either record it live or upload a file no problem, and just do that right here, and it would be totally custom. The last thing you can optionally do is set up a notification. So what this would do is that after a call goes through, it would notify your team or notify you in one of these methods. So you can either send an email, send a Slack message into a channel, send an SMS message, or sync that call over to Front, the customer support platform. So for now, we'll just leave this blank, but if you wanted to, you're able to set that up. And you can also do it for each, you can have a separate notification for during hours and a separate one for after hours. So maybe there's like an urgent Slack channel or an urgent Front channel versus a after hours one. You could send those to different ones if you wanted to. I'm going to go ahead and save the route. And once we do that, it will be all set up. So right now, any call into this new number will route dynamically, and then it will go ahead and fulfill based on whatever action we've set here, right? So right now it is currently Tuesday at 5:26. So if I call that number right now, it will send me to voicemail.
Thanks for calling. We're not able to answer
Straight
right
to
now.
voicemail. It didn't ring at all. If we instead changed this to 6 o'clock p.m. and I saved the change, we would now ring on that other line. Ringing right here. So that is how you can set up business hours in Twilanswer. This was really just a quick high-level approach. You can get much more advanced with the customization here. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out via email to hello@twilanswer.com, and we'd be happy to help you out. You're also welcome to give it a try yourself. Twilanswer has a free 14-day trial. Just head over to twilanswer.com and sign up. But yeah, that was everything. Hope you have a great day, and this was informative for you.